Hi drivers, my name is Stephen Kane. I'm the president of Rolling Strong. I'm here excited to tell you about a new application we've designed to help you stay healthy out there on the road. We understand it's a very challenging lifestyle out there, really tough to find healthy things to eat with what the truck stops have available to us. The hours of service puts us in a position where it's really tough to get a full night's rest, the constraints of moving them loads and constantly trying to get the freight where it needs to go. And it's really tough to get exercise. And we're sitting there in a truck all day long, and most of us are driving to the max 11 hours and 14-hour days and things like that. So we tried to just build something that provides a little guidance and assists us. Our program has coaches that work on site at many of the facilities. We have a line of fitness equipment that clicks into in and around the truck, so you can get some exercise out there. But the application is the delivery mechanism for all these things that we do, and it gives you a very specific remedy to stay in shape while you're out there on the road. So we're going to go through it. This is the application. It's available on iPhones and Android phones if your company is participating in it. And at this point, you've probably received a message and downloaded and registered, and you probably are logged into the app, and you're ready to check this thing out and see how it works. So when you get logged in, you're going to end up on this landing page right here. And we built the landing page so it has gauges on there, so it looks much like the dashboard of your truck. We allowed you to build a truck avatar, so you can get an old school cab over, you can get a conventional or a large car, and if you're in the bus industry, we have some neat buses in there for you too. The gauges are representative of some of the main things you should be focused on in the day, and what I mean by that is watching what you eat. So calories is one of the gauges, and when you fill out your profile, which we'll go through in a minute, it calculates how many calories you should eat in a day. And if you're looking to shed some weight because your BMI is a little high, it's going to put you on a calorie intake for the day that allows you to do that. And if you meet that caloric goal for the day, well, you're most likely gonna shed some pounds, you're gonna lower that BMI. The other gauge that's on there is a step gauge. We are integrated with several of the watch companies out there, the smartwatch companies. I have a Fitbit on here. The Fitbit does integrate with this, so it'll allow you to track your steps, it'll allow you to track your sleep, and it'll allow you to, it'll track your heart rate as well. Keep in mind, knowing how we are as drivers, we don't ever want everybody seeing and knowing what we do from a health standpoint. This data is your data. When you link your watch or when you put stuff in this app, this is all yours. This is for you to view. This is for you to monitor it and hopefully prepare yourself for your DOT physicals and keep your CDL and keep going as a professional driver. And then on the top gauge, you'll see that there's one that's for points. Everything you do in this app allows you to earn points. And the reason why we did that is because we want to give you kind of a light at the end of the tunnel, or a little carrot out there. As you make healthy choices and earn points, those you can collect those and bank those, and eventually you can go on to our reward store that's in the app, and you can trade that in for cool stuff. So during the day, you can monitor your points and see how you're doing. You can also see over to the far right, there's a news feed in there. And that news feed is for many different types of news and information that's going to come to the app. It may be that you've friended people within the Rolling Strong ecosystem, and you guys are messaging each other back and forth and just talking a little trash to each other, trying to motivate each other perhaps in a healthy challenge we've put out there. It also allows your health coaches, if you decide to opt them in, and they can message you and give you some advice and work with you in the same way as if you went to a gym at home and hired yourself a trainer. We just allow those trainers to exist virtually in this app so you can communicate with them while you're out there on the road. So that's kind of the basic premise of what you see in the app on the main page. And then also down here to the right is a little button that allows you to log water. Water consumption is extremely important. You got to stay hydrated. Your body needs to be hydrated to function properly. So we're just allowing you to gauge how much water you're drinking. These tabs that go across the bottom, these are different pages within the app, and allows you to zero in on some of these different areas that I'm talking about. The first thing you want to do when you log into this app is you want to fill out a profile. Everything in the app works off this profile. So I'm going to just press the profile button, the screen's going to change, and you're going to see my profile information up there. And this profile information comes from some fields, some information you have to put into the app. It doesn't take long, it's very easy to do. I'm going to start with my food preferences, but we're just going to go ahead and log meat because I am a big meat eater, and we're going to do low salt because I want to make sure I keep my blood pressure down. I have a physical coming up, and I really try to stay away from gluten, so I'm going to select gluten-free, and I'm just going to save and close that out. I also have a tab in here that allows us to look at the old health checks. So as we do a health assessment on ourselves, we have a record of those and we can go through and look at them historically. And then we also have exercise preferences. So it depends on what you like to do. I know being out there on the road, you get stuck on a 34-hour reset and you don't really know what to do. Where can you go exercise? What do you do? Well, we're building that functionality in the app so you can find places that you can go get some exercise that are meaningful to you. So if you like bowling or you like hiking or you like mountain climbing, whatever that is, we're feeding those exercises into the app so you can find them a little more easy. Let me just close out of that. And let me go here to new assessments. This is the one that really is a driver for the app. This is what really makes this thing spin. What I know is, I have trouble when I go into a truck stop after working a long day and making a good choice. And so what I used to do after working for 14 hours is go in there and go to that buffet and get everything on there and pile my plate up, and then get in my bunk with my belly all full and fall asleep, which is really not good for us at all. So filling out this profile, for instance, allows us to calculate how many calories you should eat for each meal, and it allows us, when we go into a truck stop, to press a button called Predict My Meal, and it's going to tell me what the best thing is for me to eat. And if I follow that guide, it's going to be really good for me because I'm going to stay within my calories for the day. But it all starts with me filling out this profile. So you can see in here that I'm just going to fill in my height, I'm going to fill in my weight, I'm going to fill in my activity level. So for me, I'm moderately active. I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to pick what my weight goal is. Do I want to maintain weight? Do I want to have moderate loss, rapid loss, or do I want to gain weight? And I can pick one of those. So I'm just going to pick moderate loss. And then I'm going to put in what my last blood pressure reading was. And again, this is for you to monitor. If you have high blood pressure, you should put it in here and be aware of what that is. And that way, when you're coming up on your DOT physical the next time, you know what it is that you need to work on. And we can help you work on that, not only through the way the app works and the way the app learns you, but also if you share this with one of our virtual health coaches, they can work on these things for you and make different meal recommendations and give you some ideas and tips of how to maintain a healthy lifestyle to do things like bring your blood pressure down or your sugar perhaps. There's a field in here for glucose. So if you have your last glucose reading, you can go ahead and enter that in. And then there's just two other fields in here, and they're really important ones. DOT physicals come up fast. So we have a field in here to enter in what your recertification date is, and we also have a field to let us know what your last card type was. Was it a 3-month, a 6-month, a 1 year, or was it a 2-year card? So if you enter that information in here in the app, we are going to track your recertification for you, and we're going to give you reminders as your recert's coming up. 90 days, 60 days, 30 days, and 2 weeks out, and even 2 days before. We're just going to pop up a reminder in the news feeds and let you know that time's coming. And we also have some tools in there under recertification when you get that reminder that you can use to help you find a health check station or a screening location, or even contact one of our coaches where you can have a live conversation with them within the app, or even set up a phone call for them to call you back and maybe give you some guidance for the next few weeks or few months coming up on that DOT physical. So these reminder notifications are in place for you to go in and get a health check done, or get your biometric screenings checked. These biometric screenings are important because they give you a marker for what your blood pressure looks like, what your BMI is looking like, what your sugar is looking like. These are the things that they test us for, when we go in to get the DOT medical exam. So when you receive one of those recert notifications, you can click on it and it'll bring you to the Ready Recert page. In the Ready Recert page, it allows you to do a couple different things. One of those things is you can search a health check station. Health check station is one of those units that you'll see in a pharmacy where you sit down, get your blood pressure, your weight, height and weight, and that kind of thing. So same thing here. We have a relationship with a company called Higgy, and we have access to over 10,000 of their stations nationwide. And we have several other partners as well. If you go to a Higgy location, you can log into a Higgy station and it'll automatically upload your biometrics to the app, to your app. Your personal health information is your data. When you want to find one of these health check stations, you just click find a health check location, and it's going to return to you the closest health check stations within a proximity of where you happen to be. So it makes it really easy to find those. You can route to those using ALK navigation, make it really easy. We also have loaded in there places that you can get full screenings, and a full screening adds in the actual glucose test by somebody that works at the pharmacy or the health service location. And in addition to that, if it's time for your DOT physical, you can also sort in the app and find places where you can actually get a DOT physical as well. So all those services are included in the Ready Research page. And when you get the health check done, it's going to populate your biometrics, or you can enter them in manually based on the test. And then if any of those markers are off, so in other words, if the doctor would do a test and find those things off and as a result give you a short-term card, we highlight those. So if you do a health check and it comes back that your BMI is high, it's going to show up in red. If you do a health check and your blood pressure is high, it's going to show up in red. Just as a reminder that it's a little bit high and you might want to do something about it. So we added another button in there called Contact a Coach. We have wellness coaches that are there available for you through, you can communicate through the app. You can also call in to our telephonic coaching line and talk live with one of our coaches. We make that really easy to access by giving this button right here in the app. You just press it and it's going to reach out to the system, and one of our project coordinators is going to make sure that a coach gets back in contact with you so you can work through those issues and prepare for your next DOT medical exam. Again, go in the app, hit on profile, fill out these 7 or 8 very simple questions, and then this app really does a lot of neat stuff once you've filled out those things. So we'll go to the next page and take a look. This is the food page right here. Again, we tried to make it really simple for you to find a healthy meal after that long day. What you can do here with the app is, if you notice, there's a button here that says predict my meal. If I press predict my meal, what it does is it's connected to all these restaurants in and around these truck stops, and it's looking at what my caloric goal is for that time of day, for that meal, and it's looking at the calories of every restaurant item, every menu item at that restaurant, and it figures out what the best thing is for me to eat at that time. And it gives me, and it returns a list of different things. So depending on where you are, it's going to be limited. And so for instance, I'm going to pick this side salad right here as what I'm going to eat for my appetizer, and it's going to just log how many calories it is, and it's also going to log my macros, which is your fats, your proteins, and your carbohydrates. And once I log that food, it is going to automatically pull that off of my calories over here in the top right. Now, if you look over here, I have search food and search restaurants. Let's say that there wasn't a menu item that came back at the restaurant that I'm gonna eat at. So I can go in here and type in something. Also, in addition to being able to predict your own meal, which is a great useful tool, and the ability to log individual menu items or search menu items at restaurants, we also give you the ability to scan food. So if you're in the grocery store and you're picking up some supplies before you're going to hit the road and that kind of thing, you go in there and grab your groceries and fill up your cart and load your truck up. When you get ready to eat something that you've prepared for yourself, any of these items that come from the grocery store, you simply take the app and open it up and use the scan button. You press on scan food. You scan the barcode on the back of the food container, and it's going to pull into the app for you the calories and the carbohydrates and the proteins and the fats and some other information. So you can log that as well, and you can select a portion size so you can get an accurate measurement on the macro breakdowns and the calories for that food that you have eaten. So that's kind of how the food page works. It's not real elaborate, it's not real complicated, it's just a very simple place to go and log the food that you're eating. So again, you can stay focused on what that caloric goal is. And if you meet your caloric goal, so if you are on 3,000 calories a day and you log 3,000 calories, we're going to just, we're going to trust you that that's what you ate, and we're going to give you points for that, for doing a good job. So now we're going to go to the next page, and this is a really cool page. This is very specific to drivers again. This is our exercise functionality page. With the exercise page, again, we built exercises that are very functional for truck drivers, for bus drivers, for people that live on the road. Living in a very sedentary position for most of the day. Our joints are very restricted to movement, and so they're kind of tight. And a lot of times when we get out and go to do the rest of our accessorial jobs that we have to do, like pulling a fifth wheel pin or cranking a landing gear or pulling a big old swing door open, we can pull a muscle or get injured. So we're not giving you exercises necessarily to give you a beach body. We're giving you exercises to just keep you healthy, to keep your arms and your legs nice and nice fluid movement for your joints and that kind of thing, and giving you a little bit of cardio burn with it so we can try to keep that BMI down. And so all these exercises in here are designed for you. And if you look, I'm just going to go to body weight, and I can pick how many minutes I want the exercise to be. I can pick what kind of intensity I want it to be. So if I'm new and I haven't done this before, I'm just going to pick intensity 1. And the exercises in there are going to be a little more simple, and the breaks in between each exercise are going to be a little longer. And what we've done is we've just created a short little GIF, which is a moving picture that shows you the proper form and movement for the exercise that you're going to do. It has a timer in there, so this exercise happens to be a 20-minute exercise that I'm going to do, and it's going to tell me that I'm active for 30 seconds, and then I take a rest for 30 seconds, and then I'm active for 30, and I take a rest. And I do that for 20 minutes, so it keeps my heart rate up, it keeps my blood moving, and it's going to start burning calories. And there's a little bit of resistance in there too, so I can get a good workout. I'm just going to go ahead and press the start button. And you can see as soon as I press that start button, the timer started counting down. And I have a green word down here that says active. And my active workout, my active exercise right now is a sit-up. So you can see that the professional that we have in there doing the exercise is doing a sit-up for us, and we can see the proper movement for that. We just get down in the cab of our truck if we're doing this at a hotel, or even in our trailer if we got a little room in there. We just get down and get ourselves 30 seconds of sit-ups in, and then you can see where it turns yellow. It's time to rest. I'm just giving myself a 30-second rest, take a break, and when that 30 seconds is up, I'm going to go back into the next exercise and do that for 30 seconds. And we just move on through that for the whole 20 minutes of this routine, and I get myself a good workout in. So that's kind of how our exercise program works. Again, not real elaborate, not real complicated, just simple and to the point. Press start, do what the app tells you to do, and you'll get good exercises that are low impact on your joints, that'll keep your it'll help you burn calories and that kind of thing. The next page in the app is the sleep page. Again, this is very simple. This is just so we can bring all the things that are important to your lifestyle into one place. It allows you to log your sleep, so you can just take a look over time and see how you're doing. But even better yet, if you sleep the amount of hours you should be sleeping, which is really 7 to 8 hours a night, we're going to give you points for doing that. So anyway, that's kind of how the sleep page works. And if you scroll down on the sleep page, you'll also see that we put some messages in there. We've loaded all kinds of different messages in the app. These messages are things that are, again, specific to your lifestyle, things we want you to know about to try to stay healthy on the road. The ones in the sleep page are specific to sleep. And it's just going to give you tips in there about how to wind down at night, the importance of getting a full night's sleep, what things you can do to prepare yourself for sleep, and that kind of thing. And then the next page that we have in here is the rewards page. We have a lot of really neat rewards coming, like premium parking spaces and free Wi-Fi and showers and things like that. And then some other cool items too, and backpacks and jackets and things. But that's kind of how that works. And if I have enough points, I just click on reward myself, and it puts that in my reward bank. And when I want to actually cash in on that, there's a button in there that allows me to do that. And it's just it's that easy. And then the last page we have in here right now is the kind of the friends page. You can go out here on the scoreboard, and you can pull in people that work for the company you're in. You can pull in people that are friends that you've made, or maybe people you've just done competitions with, and you can just see how you compare to them. None of these people can see your personal information. They're not going to see what you ate or how much you slept or anything like that, but it does display your points. You can also search for friends on here. So if you meet somebody at a truck stop and you find out what their name is or what their handle is that they go by, you can type that in the search box and it's going to pull them people up, and then you can friend them. And when you send them a friend message, they have the right to accept or decline that message. If they decline it, no harm, no foul. Maybe they just don't want to be contacted. That's not a problem. But if they accept it, now allows you the opportunity to send competitions to that person or message that person and that kind of thing. And if you compete with them, you can even at times do different things. I'm just going to go ahead and start a competition with this person here. You can see I have some choices in there. I'm going to go ahead and do a high stakes wager. So I'm going to bet them the points, and I'm going to wager those points. So basically I'm betting them 500 points that I'm going to make healthy choices for the next 5 days better than they are. And I'm not only betting them 500 points, but if I win, they lose 500 points and I get an extra 500 points. So, just kind of made it fun to throw some competitions in there and that kind of thing. Earn those points, get rewards, get yourself healthy. It's a very easy app to use. It's built around your lifestyle. We value your feedback. Use this app and reach out to us and let us know. You can go into the top here and click on Rolling Strong. There's a way to contact us in there. You can send us an email. You can give us a call. We want to hear from you. We want to build this thing so it is perfect for you, and it helps you stay in shape and helps you keep your professional license out there as a professional driver. So thank you, enjoy the app, and let us know if you need anything.